No, we need to be closer.
Jake. Jake. Jacob.
Leah,
Didn't you hear me? But I've been calling you, and you're sitting right here. I don't think you should accept Daddy's offer to be CEO of the company. I just don't think you should take it. I don't think you should accept Daddy's offer to become vice president. That's all.
why did you say that?
I have my reasons, and I've shared some of those reasons with you. I just don't think you should become CEO. That's all.
I have worked so hard to be the CEO, and you know it. I will be the CEO. I don't know of any of those reasons you're talking about. I earn it. Simple.
Yeah. I got to become the CEO. I've ended simple. That was why you married me, isn't it? Was that not why you married me? My family's connections, the wealth, your own selfish ambition. Is that not why you married me? Deny it.
Leah?
Jacob.
Leah?
Jacob.
Are you serious right
I am
now?
serious.
Are you really, really serious?
Dead serious.
I won't sit here and listen to those nonsensical and crazy talks of yours.
It's not crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. What I'm saying is not crazy. That was why you married me, isn't it? You never loved me. Never, ever, ever. All I have done is love you, be here for you, take care of you. Jacob,
You speak as if I've not been good
you
to
have never been good to me.
And what has that got to do with me being the CEO? I will be the CEO.
Tell me the truth. Why did you marry me?
Okay. You want the truth, right?
I want the truth.
Speak to your father. He owe you a lot of explanation, not me.
You owe me explanations. You owe me explanations. I am your wife. You are my husband.
Did I hear you say your husband?
Yes.
As in, you, my wife?
Yes.
Leah?
Yes.
Seriously, you can't handle it. Seriously, you can't handle it.
I can't handle what?
You know what? This is one part you will not want to go through right now. It is the truth and it will really, really hurt you.
In case you have not noticed, I'm a big girl. I can handle the truth. Yes.
Okay. I never wanted to marry in the first place. It was your father and his way of manipulating things. Will not let things be until he has his way. And I've made it clear to him that I never loved you for one day. It was your sister Rachel I was in love with, right from when we were very, very young. I am not in love with you in any way, but your father will not listen to reason. You're just as stubborn as your father. Why don't you let things be?
You never wanted me, Jacob. You never wanted me.
Can you see what you've caused for yourself right now? As in, I really don't like the way you do. Living with you, doing life with you is really, really, really difficult. Please. Oh, sweetheart, you're here. Please, take me out of here, please. Thank you.
Pastor, this is very serious. For the longest time, I've waited on God for this, and finally, not one, not two, three men asking my hand for marriage all at the same time. What am I supposed to do? Isn't it obvious? It's obvious now. I want a husband.
All right. Tell me about each of them.
Pastor, you want to know? The first one is James. James is rich, works with a multinational, and is the only child. He's very generous. Just that he doesn't really have a good relationship with God. But I think I can work on it. I just ensure he enrolls with the Johnny classes. Maybe also do NCL. With that, his Christian life might maybe improve. But let me tell you about the second one. The second one is Peter. Peter comes from a very large family. Though he has a good job, but all his funds get soaked up in family affair. He says all that will change as soon as we get married. But I seriously don't know. The third person is Matthew. Pastor, you should know him. We met here in church. He has the fellowship for the young boys. He has a job though, but he's a sales rep and he earns on commission. His relationship with God is really recommendable, but I don't know. Even though he says he has a fish farm, but I don't like the sound of that.
The sound of what exactly?
Pastor, hey, Pastor, I was not born with a silver spoon or even a spoon at all. I am not ready to go through any kind of suffering or let my children go through it.
I see.
I want to enjoy my life. Oh.
I see. But don't you think with God in the picture, it's just a matter of time?
Pastor, you want to know? I have used up all my time in the waiting room. Now it's time for me to just enjoy my life now.
So which of these men would you rather spend the rest of your life with?
Pastor, you should know now. With all the talks I just talked about. Option one, of course. Just that the absence of a relationship with God is really, really alarming. He comes to church now and again, but you can tell that he's not really into him. What do you suppose I do, Pastor?
I think you should take all three men to God in prayer and have a second look at them. For all we may know, God's great plan for you may not be any of this option.
Pastor, how can you be saying that? I should go back to the waiting room. No, please. That can't happen.
Why don't you let God do what is best for you?
You know what, Pastor? I think I should start going. I should start going.
Don't be downcast. Trust in God's great plan for you and focus on Him.
Okay.
It shall be well with you.
Okay, have a good day, sir. Bye.
Good afternoon. I have an appointment with Pastor. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Let me notify him that you are here.
Okay, thank you.
Well done, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
There's a lady waiting to see you, sir.
Oh, let her come in immediately.
Okay, sir. You can come in, ma.
Thank you.
See the pastor.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Good day, sir.
Good afternoon. Please do sit down.
Thank you.
Hope you did not have any trouble getting here. Finding this place.
No, not at all. It's just that the rain has been so heavy these days and the flooding is so bad. At a point, I thought my car was going to sink. But I didn't have any trouble finding this place at all. This was my family's church when I was young. In fact, my grandmother's memorial service was held right in this chapel. She died when I was still a child.
I see. Do you remember much about her?
I do. The warmth of her hugs, the smell of her kitchen, her food. In fact, most of my best childhood memories are times I spent with my grandmother.
Those memories may have been one of her best memories also.
I think so.
Are your family members of this church? Perhaps I may have met them. Sometime here in church.
I really can't tell you. For the most part, my parents came to church. My father and my mother, they came to church by themselves. My sister and I were left with the nanny at home. But this is where we got baptized. And we used to love coming for your special services during Easter and Christmas. The decorations were always so beautiful. And the lights. My sister and I would get new dresses, matching shoes, matching bags, matching hats. the decorations, even the candles on the walls had red ribbons. It was always so warm and welcoming.
They used to do wonderful job with the decoration, don't they?
I think so.
I always like them myself. How long has it been since you attended church last year?
A long time.
Why is that? What happened?
Well, the truth is, I haven't been to church here or anywhere else in a long time. I married a man who doesn't believe much in going to church. And for that reason, I haven't had any opportunity to go to church myself. And so I haven't been to church here or anywhere else in a long time.
Okay. Why don't we start by you telling me what that brings you here? I'll bring you to my office, Leah.
Well, it's... You see, I came here because of a problem I'm having. It's actually a family problem, and well, you see, I don't even know where to start. I think I'd better just start with Jacob. He wants a divorce.
So sorry to hear that. What happened?
Well, you see, this was also, this is also
Also, what?
so unexpected.
How long have you been married?
7, almost 8 years, and everything seemed fine. Well, except for not being able to have children, but we had even agreed to do IVF.
IVF? And how did that go?
Good, and not so good. We got pregnant, but then I lost the babies. It may be that I may never be able to carry a baby to full term. I wanted to come here. I wanted to come and talk to you then so that you could counsel me and pray with me. But Jacob won't have it. He will not let me. He talked me out of it. You know, because...
You said babies, right? Were you expecting twins?
No, 5. You see, with IVF, they fertilize multiple embryos in the hopes that at least one of them will survive to full term. If it now so happens that more than one survives, they do what they call a pregnancy reduction, which is a fancy name for you know what. But in our case, none of them survived. But they had fertilized multiple embryos for multiple trials. And the doctor said that sometimes it takes more than one try for fertilization to happen. But after so many days of waiting and hoping, after all the prayers, all the procedures, hospital visits, all the injections, the medication, one night about a month ago, Jacob came home and said he wants a divorce.
That is so rough. Did he tell you why? Did he give you any reason why he needed a divorce?
He wants to be with his girlfriend. They plan to get married.
Divorce is always difficult on everyone involved. Irrespective of the reason behind it. But I know in your own case, it must be especially difficult for you to hear that he wanted to marry someone else. Especially after what both of you has gone through together.
Pastor, it's even more complicated than that. It's more complicated than that. You see, this girl that he plans to be married to is my sister.
Your sister?
Yes, my own flesh and blood. It was her eggs that we were using for the IVF. She donated them to us when we found out that my fallopian... That's even another story altogether. The thing is now that the two of them want to run off together. They've gotten an apartment somewhere here in town, and they've moved in together.
What is your relationship with your sister like? What is her name again?
Her name is Rachel, as any two loving sisters could be. Leah and Rachel. L and R. They used to call us perfect tag team. In fact, everyone will include us in anything that they did because of how close we were. I met Jacob when he came to work with my father. And before long, we started dating. But because of how close Rachel and I were, we just used to involve her in everything. When we go out to dinner, she'll go with us. When we go to the movies, she'll come with us. When we hang out, she'll hang out with us. In fact, I was delighted when she told me that she was coming to Lagos to do her university degree. She moved into our guest room. It didn't seem out of place. My husband and my younger sister are getting closer. So I didn't think anything of it. When they would do things, just the two of them, you know. I did not think. I did not think that.
I see. It took you completely by surprise.
Yes. And no. You see, after Daddy gave him the offer to become vice president, and I warned him not to take that offer, but he won't listen. He has earned it, and that's all. After he became vice president of Daddy's company, I used to have this feeling, you know, very bad feeling, deep down on the inside of me. I used to tell myself I was being foolish, you know, silly. No, foolish, more like it. But I was never able to shake it off. Now see what has happened.
What do you want? How do you feel about all this? Do you really want a divorce?
Do I want a divorce? After 7, almost 8 years of being married, after all the hospital visits, all the injections, all the drama, now this man he's intending to marry my sister. I want the divorce. I want it now.
You seem pretty angry. Why are you angry,
If
Leah?
that idiot of a man wants to run off with that idiot of a girl, I shouldn't be using this kind of language. At least not around you.
I can understand you are completely upset. But not to worry. Maybe I should recommend somebody that you talk to. Talk this out with. If it could help.
Talk to another person, another human being. No. I don't want to talk to anyone else. You see, it is not even Jacob or Rachel that brought me here in the first place. I came here because of another matter. What I've actually been leading up to is not the divorce. I want to arrange a funeral service. Yes, a funeral service for them.
Lord Jesus, thank you this afternoon. Father, I give you all the glory, all the adoration.
Where's your jacket?
Thank you for
Where's your
everything.
jacket?
I want to change out that shirt.
Quickly.
Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, no,
No, don't worry. No, it's pinned on my
Thank
t-shirt.
you.
It's pinned on my
Thank you,
t-shirt.
Daddy. Oh, my Lord Jesus, I lift up my boss to you today. He does a whole lot every single day. This man will just never rest. He will never rest. Oh, my Father. Father, please give him wisdom and strength that he needs to talk to everyone and everything he needed to do. Father, give him wisdom, Lord Jesus. He needs your wisdom. Lord, I pray that you help me, my Lord Jesus, to add value to him as I serve here today, my Father. Lord, and I pray that everyone that steps into these doors and sits on these chairs will find solutions and peace in Jesus' name.
Sweetheart, are you okay? I knew the rain was really strong, but I don't expect to pull the door out of your hands.
I think I'll be fine. Let
Please
me
sit down.
sit down for a minute. I think I just need some time to catch my breath.
You are welcome. I'm so sorry about the rain. You can sit as long as you want. Can I offer you anything?
No thanks, I'm Jakey, my wife here, Rachel. We are here to be meeting Pastor. Is he in yet?
Oh, Pastor is not yet in, sir. But he mentioned that he will be here on time to meet with your appointment. And hope you will wait a bit for him. He will soon be here.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
We don't mind waiting. It's been too hard with all these packages in that weather. Hey, baby, do you think this will go well in the living room?
Wow! Superb, sweetheart, lovely.
Oh, I didn't know you would like them as much as I do. Do you really like them?
Sweetheart, come on, it's up to you. Once you're happy, I am happy. Huh? Just wondering what this is all about. Why will Leah desperately want to meet with us here? Do you know that that girl never let bygones be bygones? She doesn't make peace easily. That's exactly who she is.
I'm worried. There's something peculiar going on. We haven't heard from her since before the break-in at the clinic.
Strange too. I talked to them the day before, and there's no good explanation on a very serious note. All they told me was that there are a lot of vandalism done in the office unit, destruction everywhere, and so on. And all the embryos were destroyed, including ours.
Yes, including us.
Yes, they said they thought it was one right-to-life group, crazy groups like that. Everything was such a mess that all the embryos were unable to be identified. Sweetheart, do you know that at a point, Leah was taking this divorce pretty hard? I am just wondering why she did not go crazy as usual. You know what? That girl is up to something. She seems too calm for my liking this time around.
Strange. I hope she's not up to something very stupid.
Stupid? Like what?
You know what I mean? She's always been impulsive and rash even.
Yes, sweetheart, I know. You know what? She's never happy with us. That I know. But I don't seem to blame her because giving her a divorce alone was hard enough for her. Huh? I tried to explain to her. When I explained to her that she couldn't have the embryos, you need to see her. She went crazy as usual. You know her way now. She went crazy. And I explained that those eggs were for my sweetheart and I am the father. It is right for us to take custody of them. You know we don't get along. We fight all the time. If not because of your father, I swear I wouldn't have married her. It is you I love all along. It is you. It is you I was actually in love with. Right from when we were very, very small. And I made that clear to her. But she wouldn't take it.
You know, father could be so manipulative. At least now you're the CEO and you're calling the shots.
Sweetheart. She wasn't happy about that. I'm just wondering why she did not go crazy about that.
What I do know is the police certainly considered it. Why else would they have questioned us for so long? Personally,
I do not know if she did or she didn't. It is the type of crazy thing she would do for revenge. Destroy the embryos so that we'll not be able to have our children either. You know how jealous she can be.
Yes, I know how jealous she could be. I know.
What I do know is that she got the house in Nikon Town, the one in Banana Island, the one in VGC, and a large portion of the stock and investments. And you would think she's the one that put all of those years into the company, and you were the one that sat at home. Those were my embryos, not hers. I'm the real mother, and you're the real father.
Sweetheart, you know what? Don't worry about that. All that matters now, we're together. We have an apartment to ourselves, and nobody got the embryos. Not the lab, not us, and not Leah.
What do you mean, not even the lab?
I was thinking I was going to let the lab have them for research. Then we can just go back and do something good with it.
Research? It is one thing to get rid of the ones we do not want, once we've gotten our own children. But turning them over to some lab to be experimented on like guinea pigs, Jack, I don't think, I don't think.
Sweetheart, these were not babies. They are not humans. They are just some few microscopic blobs of matters. Please, sweetheart.
Babies or not, they were still human lives. When Leah asked me to donate those eggs, I didn't know I would want children, so it didn't matter. That was way before we got to know each other. I know we could adopt, but it's not the same as having my own children. I want to have your child, Jackie. I really do.
Sweetheart, what I mean, as soon as we get pregnant with our child, I don't think we need all that to fall back to. I understand we could do some good with them. Sweetheart, on a serious note, I totally understood your position. Please.
Well, I haven't been able to get pregnant as it was for Leah. They weren't all my eggs. We also had to use some eggs from an anonymous donor because the doctor said that mine weren't enough. What if for some reason I'm not able to produce more eggs? What are we going to do?
Hello? Okay, sweetheart, the decorator, here for you.
Oh, hello. Yeah, we want the red one and the one you made, the red and the pink, yes. Yeah, they're okay. Yes.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Yes,
How
I
are
showed
you,
it to
Joy?
him. He said he likes it. Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks, Victor. Yeah.
So, sweetheart. Well,
Welcome, sir.
Wait a second.
Sir, those are your afternoon appointments, sir. They are here to see you, though they are a little bit early. I am sorry, sir. I was not chanced to come and notify you before now, sir.
Yeah. How long have they been waiting?
Just 5 minutes ago, sir.
Please, let them come in immediately.
Okay, sir. Sir, ma, the pastor would like to see you.
okay, great. Sweetheart.
Good morning, Jack and Rachel.
Good morning.
How are you today? Please, sit down. Hope the rain was not too heavy. And I learned that you came earlier than the agreed time.
Yes, Pastor. Thanks for the hospitality. When you called, you said Leah asked you to arrange a meeting. There's something she wants to discuss with us.
Yeah, that is correct. Leah will be here shortly. But in the meantime, let's be patient for a few more minutes. Hopefully, we'll answer all your questions when she comes.
I don't know why you just can't tell us why we're here. We haven't seen or heard from my sister for at least 1 year. So what could she possibly have to tell us? And why here? And why does it have to come through you? Or doesn't she have the courage to contact us herself?
Pastor, I am not much of a believer. Rachel grew up as a Christian. We don't attend churches. Leah knows that, no offense. But it's rather strange that you arrange a meeting in a church. Is she okay? Is something wrong with her? Is she sick or something?
I understand your confusion in all this. Leah did ask that I sit on this meeting. I would rather that she has the opportunity to discuss this face-to-face with both of you. And since she's on her way, I'd like to suggest that every one of us will hang in there just for a few minutes or so for her to get here. In the meantime, would you want anything to eat or drink?
Good afternoon, sir.
Here
Hello,
she comes.
Jake. Hi, Rachel. I'm sorry I was late. There just doesn't seem to be enough time in the day anymore. But thank God the weather is finally getting better. The rains have stopped, the roads are nicer. Pastor, yesterday's message was healing for me.
Good afternoon, Leah. And thank God for that. Please do have your seat.
Thank you, sir.
Hi.
Hello, Leah. It's been a long time. I heard you sold the land at VI. After going through such a hard bargain. The least you could have done, you should have just kept the house.
Sold.
I suppose you sold the one at Banana Island as well.
Sold.
And the VGC?
Sold.
I think Jake and Rachel are anxious to get started. Please, let's be calm. Why don't we start by I telling you a brief history? I met Leah a year ago when she came to meet me with an unusual request. She told me that she had fond memories of attending church here as a child, and those memories finally brought her back.
Rachel, do you remember coming here as children? Do you remember when we used to come for the Christmas services and Easter? Don't worry, you will not know anything about it. I didn't tell you, for obvious reasons. Anyway, do you remember coming here during Christmas, the matching bags, dresses, shoes, and how Daddy will rent those horse-drawn carriages for us to come to church in? Do you remember that?
Sort of, yes. The church seemed to look familiar.
Seems.
I certainly remember the horses.
You do?
So what has that got to do with any of this?
Yes, what has that got to do with us here right now?
Well, I simply wanted to explain why I chose this particular church. Seems people are not patient anymore these days. Anyway, remember back in the day when someone broke into the clinic?
Yes, we thought you did.
Yes.
You did.
You thought I did it. My father may be rash, but not me.
You're just like Daddy in that respect. Flying off handles. Doing crazy things just to get even with someone else.
I will ignore you, and I will ignore what you just said. Anyway, to get back to the point, the reason why they did not identify any of the embryos as belonging to us is because ours were no longer there.
How did you know that?
Because I removed them. I removed them.
Sweetheart, she did. She's the one. You were right. I should have known that you were right. She stole the embryos. You were right, sweetheart.
I hear, baby, I hear.
I'm not saying I did any of the crazy things you're thinking about. I have not said I stole the embryos. All I have said is that I removed them.
What do you call it?
Are you denying the fact that you did not steal the embryos? And what about the one the police said they were missing?
Those
You took
embryos were as much legally mine as they were yours. I have no reason to deny taking them. All I have simply said is I removed them. Somebody had broken into the clinic, all the records were destroyed, and that was my opportunity to go in there, remove the embryos, and move them into a better place.
Your opportunity to what? Take your vindictiveness out on us.
If I was vindictive, it was with good reason. How dare you come in here and accuse me of being in the wrong? There you are, sitting with my husband, and she's accusing me of being in the wrong.
Can we all be calm? Please.
Husband
Please.
snatcher.
Do you realize you're talking
Sit
to my
down.
wife?
My friend,
I understand this is a difficult situation for everyone.
Just frustrated.
Can we be calm?
can you hear the way they are speaking?
Maybe when we must have talked all this out, we might decide that family counseling would be a better option.
Family what?
But in the meantime, I think both of you, all of you have something very important to discuss. Leah, Can you go straight to the point?
Please go straight to the point. We have lots to do in our rooms.
Is that so? Anyway, after what happened at the clinic, I came here. I came to see Pastor. I came to arrange for a memorial service.
For the embryos?
Yes, and for the others too.
You came here to tell us that you buried some undeveloped cells.
Well, it wasn't an entire funeral service. It was short, private, in the chapel.
You dragged us here just to tell us you buried some undeveloped cells. You should have washed them down the drain just the way I asked the lab to do.
Jacob! Washed them down the drain? Those were our babies. Our children, Jacob.
Children?
Yes.
Well, Pastor, if that is that, thank you very much. It was nice meeting you. Sweetheart, we have to be on our way right
It wasn't a whole
now.
entire service. You should have been there by my side. Please don't let them go.
Jack and Rachel, please, don't go. Take back your seat, please. Earlier on, remember, you asked me if Leah was sick.
Yes.
Yes.
Can you sit down? Leah, please, tell them. Leah,
It seems something has shown up in my health charts. The doctor says I need to go to the hospital and that I'll be there for a long time. But I don't know how this could have happened. I mean, after all the procedures I went through, after everything in the clinic, I guess it was aggravated by stress.
Oh, Leah. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. Is there anything we can do?
this exactly brings us to the main reason why we are all here. So I would suggest that we be patient and hear Leah out. Leah, do you mind to continue?
At first, all I wanted to do was to move them to another location. You know, keep them safe. But then I heard you were talking to the clinic. So I knew I had to act fast. I could not wait for things to work out between us anymore. I mean, that was obviously not going to happen. Yes, so I hired nannies, I hired doctors, I hired surrogate mothers. I thought that if I could just hire enough people, I could create a family of my own warm, loving family that will not abandon me. But I was wrong. I'm sorry, Jacob. But for you, Rachel, for you, I couldn't imagine you caring for my children, especially once you had any of your own.
Once I have any of my own,
Yes.
those were my children. My eggs, mine, not yours. You have no right to.
Be quiet, my friend, and sit down. You came here for questions, for answers, isn't it? Then sit down and let me
Can
talk.
we just all be calm? This was not easy for Leah. Remember, he has a health issue. Leah, can you please continue? Or do you need some time? Leah?
Well,
It's all right. It's all right, Leah. You can continue, please.
not all the embryos died. Not all of them. Some of them survived. Okay? I relocated all of them. I took them to a safe place. I hired surrogate moms and
Nannies?
I hired nannies. I hired drivers. I'm sorry, Jacob. I'm sorry, Rachel. But I was so angry. I hated you so much. But now, there's so many of them, and they all need love. They all need attention. And when they grow up, what will I say? They need to know their history. They need to know who their parents are. They need to know where they've come from. What am I going to do? And you know, the youngest one, Benjamin, when he smiles, he looks just like you, Jacob.
What are you saying?
You are a father, Jacob. I have made you a father.
Me?
The father you...
Sweetheart?
Oh. Well, there is more.
More, Leah?
There is more. You know the anonymous donor eggs?
Yes, yes.
The anonymous donor was actually me. You see, I may not have been able to carry a baby to full term, but my eggs were good. I got the doctors to be silent on who the anonymous donor was. Now see what has happened.
It doesn't end with you. Does it, Leah?
No, it doesn't, Rachel. Seeing you run off with my man was not exactly fun. Anyway, they're all fine. They're thriving. They're doing well. I took the liberty of naming all of them. I mean, it didn't seem right, you know, after a while to be saying baby 1, baby 2. But they're all fine.
Why will you keep my children away from me for such a long time?
Your children.
How could you be so mean, Leah?
Let's not even get into that, okay? Let's not even get into that. I said the children are fine and they are thriving. That's all that matters.
Let's all just take time and, reflect on all that has been said here. The past is what it is the past. We should not allow the hurts, the pains, I don't expect them to vanish into thin air. But I think right now, every one of you has a greater responsibility to focus on, and that is the children.
Sweetheart, Leah, can I see my children, please?
Can you see them?
Please. No, our children.
Please, Leah.
Please. Please.
I think you should beg her more.
Please, please. Can we see our children, please?
Please, Leah.
My children.
Please forgive them.
Please, sweetheart, Leah.
I'll take you to where they are.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Will you come with us, sir?
Wow, sure. I will.
Okay.
Let's
come.
go.
Come with me.